It may surprise or even shock you to hear what I'm about to say, but if you're seeing this video right now, it's no accident. God says something unbelievable is going to happen suddenly. As a chosen one, you're no stranger to divine surprises, but this next development will eclipse anything you've experienced before. Before we explore the reasons and the how, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment with 77 below to send a strong signal to the universe. Replay this message as many times as you feel called. If you're truly among the chosen, you'll watch until the very end. If not, you'll likely leave long before these truths anchor in your spirit. Chapter 1. The Whisper of a Coming Shift. Your soul has likely sensed a stirring, a subtle whisper that something big looms on the horizon. You might not have concrete details, no precise date or hour, but you know it's out there, humming in the background of your awareness. Sometimes you catch glimpses in your daydreams, or random bursts of excitement you can't explain. People you meet every day might dismiss these twinges, calling them wishful thinking, but you're attuned enough to know better. Such restlessness typically heralds a divine shift. Think of it like the hush before a storm. Everything around you seems routine, yet you can't shake off the feeling that the watchers, those spiritual forces guiding your path, are maneuvering events behind the scenes. Perhaps a series of coincidences recently lined up, or certain obstacles vanished unexpectedly. The watchers rarely do anything by accident. Each glitch or synchronicity may point to the unbelievable event God promises. It's almost as if pieces of a grand puzzle are forming, though you can't see the full picture yet. This hush also tests your faith. The watchers aren't in the habit of giving step-by-step progress updates. Instead, they observe if you'll keep believing while everything still appears the same. Many individuals bail on their dreams during this silent interim, declaring no signs of progress. But as a chosen one, you sense otherwise. You hold on to that whisper as a lifeline, trusting that your sudden miracle can emerge at any moment. In fact, those fleeting spiritual nudges you feel, the ones that send chills up your spine, confirm how close you are to divine intersection. Simultaneously, you might face irritating delays, a business deal stalls, or a key relationship stumbles. These frustrations can be spiritual dress rehearsals, ensuring your resilience is fine-tuned for the big reveal. If you can't handle minor setbacks gracefully, how will you manage a seismic blessing? The watchers sometimes allow these hiccups so you're mentally and emotionally prepared. It's not punishment, but training for the upcoming expansion. Once the shift arrives, you need readiness, not confusion. In this period, watch your emotional barometer. Anxiety might flare. What if I'm mistaken? What if nothing changes? That's precisely where your chosen spirit must step up, anchoring in unwavering confidence. Reflect on past times you felt a similar hint and were eventually proven right. Affirm that you aren't chasing illusions. You're merely anticipating a spiritual vow that resonates so strongly it can't be mere fantasy. Over time, each reaffirmation kills off seeds of doubt, fertilizing faith in their stead. Hence, the whisper of a coming shift serves as both comfort and challenge. Comfort because it announces something extraordinary is near. Challenge because it demands you press on in faith when onlookers see no outward sign. Let them think you're overreaching or naive. Meanwhile, you carry on, connected to a deeper truth that defies appearances. And as you remain faithful, the watchers edge everything into perfect alignment, preparing to unleash the sudden, spectacular event that will redefine your journey and cement your place as a chosen soul in the tapestry of the divine. Chapter 2. Why unbelievable things happen suddenly. There's a reason God orchestrates astonishing turns of events in an almost overnight fashion. People you meet every day might question, why not a gradual lead-up or some tangible warning? But suddenness isn't about drama. It's about reaffirming divine sovereignty. When you, a chosen one, stand faithful in seemingly static circumstances, the watchers can pivot your life instantly, proving no human timeline constrains the heavenly realm. This abruptness underscores that blessings aren't doled out by random chance, but by purposeful design. Consider the bigger spiritual narrative. Throughout sacred texts and uplifting stories, the mightiest interventions happen quickly. A prisoner freed, a parched land, unseen torrents of rain, a crisis reversing in the span of hours. This pattern isn't for shock value alone. It's to ensure you and onlookers recognize the divine hand at work. If everything unfolded at a human pace, people would attribute it to their own savvy or logic. Sudden breakthroughs strip away illusions of self-sufficiency, pointing back to the watcher's orchestration. Additionally, suddenness serves as a reward for prolonged faith. When your patience has been tested, your belief refined, and no visible progress comforted you, you arrive at a faith maturity beyond superficial hope. In that place of unwavering trust, the watchers see the readiness to handle an immediate shift without losing your spiritual grounding. Think of it as a final exam. Once you've passed every test, there's no reason to delay the final result. The watchers expedite your reward because you demonstrated steadfastness. Another aspect is that the watchers love to dismantle expectations. People might predict your success, or turnaround must pass through certain channels, or follow a slow ascent. But God often bypasses established routes to shock naysayers who presumed your destiny was locked in. By delivering your blessing suddenly, heaven defies narrow thinking, proving that no barrier is definitive for a chosen one. It's also a lesson in humility and awe, realizing that even your best strategies pale next to divine genius. Suddenness can also protect you. Sometimes drawing out the process invites sabotage or meddling energies. If the watchers see potential threats that might derail a slow build, they opt for swift manifestation, disarming negativity before it can mobilize. It's similar to striking while the adversary is unprepared. The watchers are strategic, ensuring the moment your blessing emerges, it's shielded by its own velocity, difficult for negativity to intersect. Finally, the watchers aim to ignite a wave of testimony. When something unbelievable materializes overnight, it stirs people's faith. Observers might pivot from skepticism to curiosity. Could there be more to this spiritual stuff than I realized? Meanwhile, fellow believers find their hope rekindled. By letting your transformation unfold in a flash, the watchers transform you into living proof that defies cynicism and injects fresh belief into hearts craving a sign. Hence, the reason unbelievable things often happen suddenly is both cosmic and strategic. It glorifies the watcher's power, rewards your unwavering stance, bypasses potential interference, and sparks an electrifying testimony. Embrace this truth, trusting that no matter how static life seems, it takes only a moment for heaven to turn the page. One swift stroke, and everything can shift in your favor, leaving you and everyone else marveling at the brilliance of the divine author behind your story. Chapter 3. Preparing your environment for a divine surprise. While you might not know the exact day or hour of this sudden move, you can prepare your environment to receive it. People you meet every day might call this over-optimistic or even superstitious. Why rearrange your life when you're not certain anything will change? But as a chosen one, you sense that readiness magnetizes blessings. If you truly expect something unbelievable, act like it. Start by clearing clutter, physically and emotionally. A messy space or chaotic schedule can't accommodate large-scale shifts gracefully. If your desk is piled with overdue tasks or your mind clogged with undone errands, the watchers might see that you're not prepared for more. By systematically tidying up your living quarters, reorganizing finances, or finalizing pending commitments, you signal your readiness. This isn't trivial housekeeping. It's an outward demonstration that you anticipate bigger things. Your spiritual environment also needs attention. Ensure your prayer or meditation routine is consistent. If you've been lax in communion with the watchers, reestablish that habit. They're about to deliver something massive, and they need an open channel to guide you on how to handle it. You might get intuitive nudges to keep certain details under wraps or to contact specific allies once the blessing arises. Keeping that spiritual line uncluttered ensures swift, precise communication when the surprise drops. Relationships matter too. If unresolved tension hovers over a key connection, family, friend, or partner, address it. Sudden blessings can strain unstable bonds, provoking misunderstandings or jealousy. Handling these issues now fosters harmony that supports your next level. The watchers watch how you steward peace in your inner circle. If you can't manage minor relational friction, How will you manage expanded influence when the big miracle arrives? Financial housekeeping is also wise. If you're expecting a substantial shift, like a sudden windfall, have a basic plan for stewardship. Even if you only create a simple budget or an outline of philanthropic ideas, it prepares you psychologically. People might say, don't count your chickens, but you're not mindlessly counting. You're responsibly setting the stage so you're not blindsided by the logistics of receiving more. That approach fosters calm readiness instead of frantic reaction. Finally, guard your mental diet. Limit exposure to naysayers or media that drip feeds negativity. You're in a critical phase. The watchers love feeding expansions into minds that hold unwavering belief. If you immerse in gloom or cynicism, you risk polluting your energetic field. Choose uplifting music, content, or conversations that echo your faith in sudden wonders. This consistent positive reinforcement stabilizes your mindset and expectancy. So while you don't know precisely when your environment will get that divine jolt, you ready your space and soul. Organizing, praying, healing relationships, planning finances, and detaching negativity all prime you for the watcher's perfect timing. Should someone scoff at your preparedness, recall that unexpected blessings rarely land in cluttered hearts or chaotic rooms. By preparing your environment, you roll out the red carpet for the unimaginable. When it finally materializes, you won't be scrambling. You'll greet it with serene composure, swiftly integrating this new reality into your life with gratitude and humility. Chapter 4. The Power of Anticipating Miracles. In a culture fixated on skepticism, expecting a miracle is often dismissed as naive. People you meet every day might reason, "Don't get your hopes too high, you'll only be disappointed." Yet as a chosen one, you know expecting miracles isn't about escapism. It's about aligning with the watcher's capacity to bend realities in your favor. When God says something unbelievable is coming suddenly, a posture of anticipation helps anchor that event into your timeline. Anticipation is a form of active faith. Instead of passively wishing, you arrange your daily thoughts, words, and choices under the assumption that your miracle is on the horizon. This mental reorientation changes everything. How you approach problem solving, how you speak about your future, even how you plan your day. For instance, if you're anticipating a breakthrough in finances, you research potential opportunities, tune your resume, or set up accounts for future investments. People might sneer, "Why are you acting like you're about to get a windfall?" But you quietly affirm, "Because I believe it." Further, anticipating miracles shapes your emotional state. You stop living in dread of bad outcomes. The watchers respond to that open, receptive vibe by accelerating conditions that match your expectancy. When negativity might have slowed or blocked blessings, positivity catalyzes them. This isn't magical thinking. It's a synergy between your faith and cosmic orchestration. If your mind is locked in gloom, miracles can appear incongruent to your narrative. But with anticipation, you see the watcher's subtle signals paving the way. Some worry that if they anticipate miracles, they set themselves up for heartbreak if nothing happens. The watchers see it differently. Even if a certain manifestation takes longer than you hoped, living in expectancy keeps you energized, fostering resilience. And if a disappointment occurs, you reframe it not as failure, but as a redirection. This resilience spares you from despair, enabling you to quickly pivot and remain open for the next wave of blessings. Over time, you collect testimony of how anticipation, not cynicism, was validated by eventual breakthroughs. Because you carry an unusual depth, your anticipation can also bolster others. People around you notice how you move with confidence and wonder what fuels it. By explaining your faith in sudden wonders, you suddenly spark their curiosity. Even if they're not yet believers, seeds of possibility get planted. The watchers often use your outward stance to touch more hearts, potentially igniting a chain reaction of collective hope. In essence, anticipating miracles harnesses a spiritual law. Focusing your intent on a divine promise quickens its realization. By living as though you stand at the cusp of your next big shift, you create a vacuum that the watchers rush to fill. You're not just crossing your fingers for luck. You're co-creating a timeline where the unbelievable blossoms into reality. And when that moment arrives, you won't be caught off guard. You'll step right into it with steady composure, confirming to the doubters that miracles do indeed respond to those who greet them with unwavering, joyful expectation. Chapter 5. Overcoming the Final Wave of Doubt. Strange as it sounds, right before the sudden miracle arrives, you may experience a surge of doubt. People you meet every day might call it last-minute jitters or see it as a sign to retreat. But as a chosen one, you recognize it as a final spiritual test. The watchers often permit a fleeting rush of negativity to see if you'll revert to old anxieties or stand firm in your renewed faith. Passing this test cements your readiness for the wonders about to unfold. These doubts can emerge in multiple forms. Maybe you question the authenticity of the promise. Did I misread the signs? Could I be wrong? Or you compare your journey to someone else's, concluding they're better suited for blessings. Alternatively, an abrupt financial hiccup or personal squabble might occur, tempting you to believe you're still stuck in old cycles. If you yield to these illusions, your energy tangles in fear, potentially delaying the watcher's unveiling. But if you push through, praying or reaffirming that something unbelievable is indeed on its way, you disrupt the negative momentum. Think of it as choosing to board the last train to your destiny rather than settling for a bench at the deserted station. People might label your continued optimism as delusional, but you recall how many times in the past it was faith, not logic, that propelled you to success. Past experiences taught you that giving up right at the threshold is a surefire way to miss destiny's arrival. Additionally, remember that doubt may be others' projection. Friends or relatives who can't envision big changes may voice concerns that intensify your own insecurities. Distinguish their fear from your intuition. The watchers encourage empathy, understand they mean well, but also advise caution. You must guard your dream from negativity until it's strong enough to handle scrutiny. Sharing your excitement only with those who genuinely support it fosters an environment where hope thrives, not withers. When faced with the final wave of doubt, doubling down on spiritual routines helps. If you used to pray once a day, maybe pray twice. If journaling was sporadic, make it nightly. This consistency keeps you aligned with the watcher's guidance, drowning out the voice of doubt. Also, reflect on any small signs you've recently witnessed. Little synchronicities, kind gestures, or fortuitous news that point to momentum building. Each sign is a reassurance you're not deluded. Finally, realize the watchers allow this test not out of cruelty, but to fortify your soul for the grandeur of what's coming. Once the unbelievable event hits, you'll handle it with calm assurance, having already slain the dragon of last-minute fear. That victory ensures you greet your new blessings as a champion who overcame adversity, rather than a hesitant soul who lucked into something they're unsure of. By mastering the final wave of doubt, you show the watchers your unwavering resolve and readiness, effectively clearing the runway for your sudden miracle to land in full glory. Chapter 6. Embracing the unbelievable as your new norm. Once that incredible event finally explodes into your life, it's easy to label it a one-time phenomenon, a freak stroke of cosmic luck. But God's whisper says something else. As a chosen one, you're invited to embrace the miraculous as your new normal. People you meet every day might protest, "Miracles are rare. You can't expect lightning to strike twice." But you realize that once the watchers have opened the door, they don't intend for it to shut. Sustained blessings can flow if you uphold the posture of faith and discipline that summon them. In practical terms, shifting from a one-off miracle mindset to enduring abundance means reevaluating your day-to-day approach. Start by regularly acknowledging that the same forces which orchestrated your sudden breakthrough haven't disappeared. If they aligned events once, they can do it repeatedly. This is not arrogance or complacency. It's a commitment to living at a higher frequency, staying aligned with the watcher's directives, and refusing to slip back into scarcity thinking. This new norm also demands ongoing stewardship. If your sudden miracle brought financial windfall, maintain budgets and philanthropic strategies that keep the flow going. If it manifested as a career leap, continue learning new skills and networking so you don't plateau in complacency. The watchers respond positively to consistent diligence, meeting your faith with expansions. People might say you've become a workaholic or obsessed with improvement, misunderstanding that you're simply nurturing the territory you've received. Rest assured, you can find healthy balance, but indifference or laziness could compromise your newly established realm. Another aspect is emotional resilience. Miracles can draw undue attention. Some applaud, some envy, and others try to cling for their own gain. Embracing the unbelievable as standard might initially raise eyebrows, yet your calm acceptance of extraordinary outcomes will gradually rub off on those around you. They'll notice you don't gloat. You simply operate with a quiet confidence that good things aren't fleeting freaks, but natural results of living in spiritual alignment. As you live in this new paradigm, you also face new levels of accountability. The Watchers endow you with blessings not just for personal comfort, but for communal betterment. People might approach you for advice, leadership, or collaboration. This can be exhilarating or overwhelming. That's why you keep returning to your core spiritual practices, prayer, meditation, or reflective journaling, to discern which opportunities match your calling. Remember that all that glitters isn't from the Watchers. Some seemingly golden paths might be distractions. Cultivate the wisdom to differentiate. Ultimately, embracing the unbelievable as normal transforms your worldview. You wake each morning expecting fresh wonders. Instead of dreading life's challenges, you foresee breakthroughs around corners. Far from naive, this mindset charges your environment with optimism, fueling even more synchronicities. The Watchers cherish this synergy. Their cosmic orchestration meets your unwavering trust, igniting a cycle of never-ending blessings. Each new miracle cements your conviction that what was once impossible is now standard, confirming beyond a shadow of a doubt that you, as a chosen soul, dwell in a realm where the extraordinary is everyday life. Chapter 7. You are unstoppable. Stepping into perpetual victory. At this point, you've recognized and embraced the sudden miracle, outgrown any lingering doubt, and begun living a lifestyle where extraordinary blessings are standard. The final chapter is simple yet profound. You are unstoppable. You move not with arrogance, but with unshakable belief that no setback, no adversary, no fleeting failure can derail your destiny. This isn't motivational fluff. It's a reality the Watchers prepared you for through every tear, test, and triumph. People you meet every day might be baffled, seeing your confidence as overconfidence, but you stand on a rock of experience that defies fleeting judgments. Being unstoppable doesn't imply you never face opposition. Challenges arise, sometimes sharper than ever, because the Watchers let friction refine your mastery. Yet each hurdle you meet is dwarfed by your faith that solutions exist. If money is tight temporarily, you recall how swiftly blessings appeared last time, and you keep forging ahead. If someone betrays you, you trust that the Watchers orchestrate an even better alliance. The difference now is that you approach adversity expecting it to yield to your destiny rather than sapping your momentum. This unstoppable quality also radiates outward, inspiring others to question their limitations. They observe your steady stride, how you bounce back from a stumbling block with renewed vigor, and wonder if they too have been underestimating their potential. In that sense, your unstoppable aura serves a collective purpose, nudging dormant souls to awaken and chase their calling. The Watchers delight in this ripple effect. Your personal victory becomes a communal impetus, breathing further expansions in multiple hearts. Furthermore, unstoppable doesn't mean you close off to humility or correction. Occasionally, the Watchers or trusted allies highlight areas you need to refine: attitudes, approaches, or oversights. You don't bristle with ego. You tweak, learn, and continue. Real unstoppable power is teachable and agile, not rigid or prideful. This synergy of boldness and flexibility cements your forward march as unstoppable, not self-destructive. Living in perpetual victory also frees you from the bondage of fear. While caution or planning still have their place, panic no longer dictates your choices. You respond to challenges from a vantage of security, grounded in repeated encounters with the Watchers' timely interventions. Anxiety about the future recedes, replaced by an eager expectation of what fresh wonders might unfold. This fearless stance acts as a beacon, drawing in opportunities that resonate with high-frequency living. In essence, stepping into perpetual victory represents the culmination of your shift from fragile hope to confidence and mastery. The watchers see you fully inhabiting your chosen role, someone who doesn't merely talk about faith, but channels it into unstoppable action. You're not perfect, but you're undeniably powered by divine assurance. With each day, the synergy between your faith and the watcher's orchestration intensifies, forging a path that no deterrent can truly block. You become living proof that when a chosen one merges timelines, embraces miraculous breakthroughs, and remains anchored in unwavering belief, the phrase "can't be stopped" becomes less a slogan and more a day-to-day reality.